Hello, today I cannot wait to dig into the top social selling trends for 2024. And this is important because LinkedIn and social selling is changing. It changes every single year. And when I look back at the top trends I was teaching and speaking about December, January last year going into 2023, they are completely different to what I believe are going to be crucial in 2024. So these are my top trends. These are the things I believe salespeople, sales teams, businesses, entrepreneurs, anyone who is trying to win business on LinkedIn should be prioritizing. And let's waste no time. Let's dig right in. At number one, what I see is one of the most crucial trends for LinkedIn and social selling in 2024. It is the hook. Now, I've been teaching hooks for a long time, but they've only recently been referred to as hooks. Essentially, it's the opening line of your LinkedIn posts. So, as you know, as you're scrolling through the feed on LinkedIn, the first 2 to 3 lines are all that's visible on a post. And you then have to click see more to open it up and read the rest. Well, those opening lines are referred to as the hook. They hook you in, or they are not interesting and you scroll right past them. And this is why the hook is important and why it's such a big trend for this year, because it is becoming a more and more noisy place on LinkedIn. More and more people are sharing content, which is great. But now the challenge lies in standing out and capturing the attention of your prospects, your target decision makers, your customers, and your network. So your hook is important. So every time you write a post, or maybe you're sharing a video or a photo, any form of content where you're going to add a bit of text to it, think about your hook. Think about the opening 2, 3, 4 sentences that are going to be in that post, and think about, is that going to bring people in and make them want to click see more? So, as an example, let's say you wanted to write a post like I'm doing in this podcast episode, sharing my top trends. Well, your hook, your opening to that post would be something like, here are my personal top 8 social selling trends for 2024, dot, dot, dot. That's the hook. You are going straight in with what they're going to get. You're showing them exactly the value they're going to receive by clicking see more. So when they open it, they know they're going to get X number of top trends. As another example, you could write a post towards your target customer, and you might put, if I were a VP of marketing in 2024, these are the 7 things I would be prioritizing with X, Y, or Z. And you can start referring to your industry or your product. But you are targeting the person that you're trying to reach with your content, but you're telling them what they're going to get out of it. So you're showing them the value up front, which is what's going to bring them in. That's the hook. You hook them in, you give the value in your content. Not only will it help you stand out more in 2024, it's going to help you create more opportunities with the content you share. So that was trend number one. Trend number 2 is all around micro communities. So LinkedIn's growing. They crossed 1 billion users in 2023, and the growth isn't slowing down. But whilst people love LinkedIn and LinkedIn is full of tremendous opportunity, there is also huge interest in micro communities. There are a lot of people who prefer to have smaller groups, smaller communities that they can be a part of. That might be a LinkedIn group. It might be a podcast. It might be your own networking community. It could be a newsletter. There are so many ways you can niche down on a very particular subject, and especially if you can make it focused on your target customers, to create a micro community that people feel like they're part of something. One of my biggest tips with this is try to keep it neutral from your company or your company's brand. What you want to do is bring people into a safe community where, of course, you can have customer conversations and try and convert them, but do it in a professional way. Don't make them feel like they're just going to be a part of a marketing group that's attached to your company. Try and keep it neutral, try and keep it industry relevant, and most importantly, give as much value through the group as you can. Groups and communities thrive on the value and the conversation. And at the start, when you're growing some of these smaller micro communities, you really need to be the fuel in the fire that's fueling these conversations, getting people talking, getting those conversations going. Once it's got momentum, it will just run on its own. But micro communities definitely a big thing in 2024. Top trend number 3, content that overcomes objections. As I said, there's lots of great content coming out on LinkedIn. It's becoming a very creative place, which is fantastic. But where we have seen, especially in 2023, we saw a lot of people sharing selfies and vulnerable stories, and it got quite personal, which is great. Lots of people building their personal brands. But in terms of social selling and creating customers and business and opportunities, what we want to do is show our prospects and customers that we know what we're talking about and we can solve problems with our product. And one of the best ways we can do that through content is to overcome objections. So if you're getting the common objection of pricing, maybe your product is higher priced in the industry, well, don't wait for that to come up the day you try and close it. Overcome it through your content. Share a post that talks about a common objection we get is that our product is priced a bit higher than our competitors. But here are the 7 reasons why we still sell more than everyone else. And show people that even though you might be more expensive, it's because they're going to get X, Y, and Z. It's because of the value you give. Maybe focus on a customer success story. This is one of the reasons that our product is a bit more expensive. And if you look at this customer, look at what they were able to achieve. Really focus it on what people are getting out of it, but overcome the objection through the content before it even comes up. And it's going to make your sales process a lot smoother. It's going to make your sales process a lot quicker because people are going to feel a lot more comfortable. And then when it comes to closing, you don't have to face those objections because you've already identified it and pushed it out there. So that's the next trend. Right, going in to keep this train going. Trend number 4. I now want to really talk about the importance of your profile, but one of the newest features on your LinkedIn profile that I'm very excited about, which is the LinkedIn profile button. Now, this is currently only available for premium members, so something to consider. It's not cheap having a premium membership on LinkedIn, and I wouldn't say this feature alone justifies the cost, but a lot of these premium features are full of amazing value, and I'm certainly an advocate for them. But this button is the first time LinkedIn has allowed you to have a clickable button on your profile that can take someone outside of LinkedIn, which we all know that I'm a big fan of doing. But it makes it super easy to drive someone to a landing page, to a piece of content, to a form, to anything that gives value or could convert them. Now, here is my extra bonus tip on this. You're allowed to put one button on your profile and they'll give you a set list of, could be visit my website, visit my store. They've got some preset buttons in there, but you can have one button and one link. However, what I would recommend you're doing if you've got lots of different places you want to send people to is go to Linktree, where you can turn one single link into a page full of different buttons. So you can go onto my profile, you'll see it says visit my website. When you click on it, my link tree comes up and there are, I think, 7 or 8 different options of different places I want to drive people to, whether it's books, podcasts, training, speaking, etc. So you can turn that single link on your LinkedIn profile into multiple links in a very simple way. The last trend I'm going to share today, and this is a big one, and I will admit this has been relatively consistent over the years, but it's become more and more important. It's the importance of value and personalization. Value in the content we share and personalization in the relevance that that content has, and it applies to your profile and it applies to messaging as well. Your profile should be valuable to your customers. Yes, they want to know a little bit about you, but what are they more interested in? What you can do for them. So in your profile, you should be giving value to your target customers. Same with your messaging. If you're sending messages to customers on LinkedIn, you want to make sure it's valuable to them. So don't just talk about what you're selling, talk about what they're going to get out of it. What are you going to solve for them? What value, what benefit are they going to get? And personalize it. Make it about them with your content, with your profile, with your messaging. Value and personalization. Give value in every way you can and make it about the person or audience or type of customers that you're trying to reach. The more you make it about them, the more likely you're going to be to get people interacting in your content, people interacting with your profile and messaging you, and equally replying to the messages that you send. Lots of value and potential opportunities on LinkedIn in 2024. I know it's getting bigger and noisier and lots more people are on it, but trust me, it's a good thing for salespeople. Like with emails and cold calling, all you need to do is keep on your toes, keep adapting to the changes, and keep trying to find ways to stand out. Best way to stand out, going back to it again, give value. So many salespeople on LinkedIn and every other area of sales, all they're trying to do is sell something. So if you can come onto LinkedIn and use social selling as a way to give value through your profile, your messages, your content, everything you do, your conversations, you're going to create a lot more opportunities. As I said, LinkedIn, social selling, lots of potential for 2024. And I hope this podcast episode has highlighted some of the key areas that you can focus on. We'll be covering tons more topics in episodes to come. So as always, if you have any questions, please do get in touch, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode.